Hello, Daniel. Hi again. I would like a word with you. I wouldn't not like a non-word with you. I would like a word with you. I wouldn't like a word with you. But what's the point of this? I'm having a word with you. Gas. My brain. No. Physics. Magic. Music. So things like that are really nice. There's things I could tell you. There's things I could want you to know. Thoughts having in the day. Nothing too deep. Perhaps some deep thoughts. But Daniel, could you ever in your life describe the things that go on in your brain? So I'm just going to interview myself. So Daniel, what is it? What are you all about? What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do with your life, Daniel? You know? Well, Daniel, thank you for asking that question. I am going to do exquisite things. I am going to show what my mind is capable of. You know? So that's what I'm going to do. Well, what are you going to do, Dan? Well, I'm going to show what my mind isn't capable of. You know, Dan, I'm against you on that. I don't think you should be schizophrenic. I think that's a matter of opinion. You know, and I do complain sometimes. I do complain. I'm not releasing this. Daniel, please don't release this. I'm just a private. This is for you. Daniel, private. So, searching the infinite recesses of the archives of my mind. I don't just want to waffle on about nothing. Nothing worse than that. It's in my mind. It's very interesting. But everybody thinks that, don't they? Because no one really knows what's going on in anyone else's mind. If you know what I see. You know. Thing is, Dan, you don't have to be a dick. What's with the hat and hair, you know? Take the hat off. I see this head. Look at my head. Is that a dead head? What's a dead head, Dan? Who knows what a dead head is? Just be careful you don't say the wrong thing. You'll get battered to death by a gang of rampant teenagers. But don't be a liar. Don't get into trouble. Don't hurt anyone. You never hurt anyone in your life. I've never hurt anyone in your life. You've never hurt anyone in my life. No one's got hurt. Everyone's fine. Maybe that's not the entire truth. Maybe I have hurt someone. Do I let that go? I hope I let that go. I hope it goes away. I will not give a second thought to it. No, that's not true. I will give a second thought to it. It's amazing what you can say. You know, you can say all kinds of different things and be inundated with the pressures of life. You can say the wrong things to usually you say wrong things. Usually conversations aren't the best had in coffee shops. You know, I think they're not the best conversationalists. Although if this ever does get published, Costa will know about it. It depends on who you talk to. Some of them are nice. There's parameters in life. There you go, social dynamic. Social dynamic of ignorance, and also one-dimensionality. Also something I stumbled on today, Daniel. Yes. Well, something I stumbled on today was humans are like batteries powered machines. So we're powered by battery. And that means that somewhere along the line there's a polarity, sort of a capacitor junction. Humans must have a capacitor junction. Of some sort. And saying this involves life being reduced to an integral polarity. Does that make any sense? Like positive and negative? And all death is as a disconnection of that polarity. Very deep thought. What ins and outs could be possibly gleaned from such a deep, perfect thought? I'm not being too ironic, am I, Charlie? No, she doesn't like it when I'm ironic. Neither does the chair. So that's my scientific thought. There's plenty of others. But we were talking about society. Derrida would talk about archiving. Humans are very consolidate, consolidating people. We like to archive our thoughts. We like to arrange our thoughts, and we certainly are conditioned by our own habits and our own behaviour. Two things I'm not very pleased with or very enamoured with are in fact it is the power of habit in us. We are habit-forming creatures. Thank you, Ryan. Daniel. So, like, habit-forming creatures. We can break habits. We have choices. Don't we, Daniel? Accept that. Got to be starting something, got to be starting something. So, habit forming, there were two things. One thing was habit forming, and the other thing was similar to that. Conditioned creatures. Well, that was what it was we're conditioned creatures. We can uncondition ourselves. I totally forgot what it is. I don't think there's any hope of getting it back again. That's just a cigarette, by the way. It's clear my head. Your head, Daniel, because you're alone. Could tell you about that. Oh, yeah, it's that, and could tell you about these dilemmas I've been having. tragic. I find myself of the perpetually nervous mind. Perpetually nervous. That basically means always anxious, never able to relax, always have to be on top form. Bad. I'm sure it can be explained. I hear you just have to live your life as best you can. I also wonder why I've been so long without a partner. Maybe that will clear up soon. Maybe I'll get a partner. Hey, what do you think, Charlie? Will I get a partner? There's a cat there. There's a cat. Internet. No, not internet, Daniel. So, hey. You know I can see myself on this camera. So that's quite good. Because I could be quite good looking at certain lights. But, you know, I don't really care about that. Because what does it matter what you look like as long as you've got a good heart? I have got a good heart. I could do with quitting smoking. Could do with doing more of this discussion with you, Daniel. What do you think, Daniel? Well, I think you're doing a very good job of it, to be honest. On the one hand, I've been unable to... Nigel died. I feel like I'm not talking to Nigel. I shouldn't say that. But I feel like talking to Nigel would be helpful. So, Nigel was this guy who happens to be able to be dead. And actually, his next Saturday is Nigel's funeral, because he died of whatever reason that was. I shall pop along later in the day, about 3 PM. I'm sure if I pop around early, his funeral will take place, and I can sort of sit at the back and sort of pay my thanks to his life and being. He was a lovely man, I would say. Great. I was going to say great. He was a great man. Uncle Mick, meet Uncle Nigel. Everyone's an uncle, aren't they? We're all uncles, really. Uncle Earth. And I just think of these things. I'm really not very clever. I'm actually not very bright. Said the sun on a grey day like it was today. Missed most of the storms today. So always prepare yourself for different things. So I'm going to read something else, so this will be good. Part 5. Shuffle overhand by undercutting the deck. In-jog the first card and shuffle off. Undercut below the in-jog and throw on top, returning the 8 of clubs to the top of the pack. Take the lower half of the deck in your left hand, give it to a spectator, asking him to shuffle the cards. As he does this, and while all attention is on him, palm in your right hand the top card of the portion you still hold, and hold the packet in that hand. A moment later, take these cards with your left hand and give them to another spectator on your left, asking him to shuffle them. Let's see if the 8 of clubs will be ambitious when you handle the cards, you say. Have each of the 2 spectators turn the top card of his packet. Neither of the cards is the 8. The 8 wouldn't perform for you because you didn't treat it with kindness. You shuffled too roughly altogether. You say, another reason is this. Here's the card. Place your right hand with the palmed card under your coat on the left side and produce the card at its fingertips as if you drew it from your vest pocket. I told you it's an ambitious card. Yeah. An ambitious card trick. card tricks, the Royal Road to Card Magic. Here we have it. It's by Hugard and Brow, Jean Hugard and Frederick Brow, or Brouet, Broy, Frederick Brouet, foreword by the Millionaire's magician Steve Cohen. Thank you, Daniel, for having this little chat with me. I will like to hear it back and make improvements, perhaps make another video such as unto this particular thing in the heat of ecstasy and love.